If you'd like to own this timeless book in physical form, I've linked my favorite edition in the description below. A beautiful copy to study, gift, or keep forever. What is wickedness? It is nothing new. You've seen it many times before. So when anything happens that might trouble you, immediately remind yourself, this is something I've already seen. The same kinds of things happen again and again, whether in ancient times, in the Middle Ages, or now. They fill the pages of history books, the streets of cities, and the rooms of every household. There is nothing new. All things are both familiar and short-lived. Why fear that your principles, your philosophical convictions might lose their power to guide you to happiness? As long as you keep alive the perceptions and insights that support them, and that is in your control, they will never fade. Whatever happens, you have the power to form the right judgment about it. If you do, why be troubled? What lies outside the mind has no true hold over you. Only what lives inside your reason matters. Stay in this frame of mind, and you'll stay on course. What most people long for is the ultimate gift, what they'd wish for after death if the gods offered it. You can give yourself while still alive, to live again. See the world with fresh eyes, just as you have many times before. And what does it mean to live again? It means witnessing the same worldly things. Rituals and pageantry, plays and performances, crowds and cattle, competitions and rivalries. Like dogs fighting over a bone, like fish lured by bait, like ants laboring endlessly under loads, like terrified mice fleeing in panic, or puppets pulled by strings, such is the spectacle of human life. Among all these scenes remain steady, calm, and unprovoked. Keep this truth close. A person's worth is reflected in the value of the things they pursue. Each word should be understood clearly, one by one. So too with actions, purpose by purpose, each examined on its own. Just as we seek the right intention and relevance in what we do, we must also examine the true meaning of words. Don't settle for the way people commonly use them. Understand what they truly mean by nature. Ask yourself, is my reason capable of handling this? If it is, then use it confidently and without seeking applause. It is a tool nature gave you. Use it well. If it's not capable and the task doesn't belong solely to you, then either pass it on to someone more suited or join with someone whose help will make the action timely and beneficial for the greater good. Whether you do something alone or with help, your focus should be that the result is useful and good for the community. As for recognition, consider how many people once praised are now forgotten, and even those who praise them are themselves long dead. So don't be embarrassed to accept help. Suppose your task is like scaling a wall in battle, and you are physically limited. If a fellow soldier helps you reach the top, will you give up or feel shame? Or will you accept the help with energy and resolve, knowing the goal is still yours to reach? Do not let the future trouble you. If something must happen, your reason will be there to meet it, just as it helps you bear what is happening now. All things are woven together and connected. The bond is sacred. Nothing in the world stands completely apart. Everything has some natural relationship with the rest. All things are arranged in harmony, each in its rightful place, each contributing to the beauty and order of the universe, just as if it were one great symphony, a single work of art. There is one unifying order across everything, one divine substance, one universal law. There is one reason that all rational beings share, and one perfection that applies to them all. Whatever is physical dissolves quickly into the universal material substance. Whatever gives it form, its soul, its purpose, returns swiftly to the divine reason of the whole. As for fame and legacy, even that fades fast, swallowed up in the endless stream of time. For a rational being, the right action is both natural and reasonable. What is straight by itself, not made straight by something else. Just as the limbs of a body are distinct yet work together in harmony, so too are rational beings, separate in form, but made for a shared purpose. Remind yourself often, I am a limb of the body of rational beings. But if you only think of yourself as a part rather than a member, you have not yet embraced humanity with your whole heart. If you do good only out of obligation or duty, and not with joy and understanding that doing good to others is doing good to yourself, your kindness is not yet fully developed. Whatever happens outside of you, let it affect what it can, but that doesn't mean it must affect you. If something external is harmed, let it complain. As long as I do not see it as evil, I am unharmed. and I have the power to decide how I see it. Whatever others do or say, I must be good, not for their sake, but for my own. Just as gold remains gold and an emerald keeps its color, no matter what others say, so must I stay true to my nature. This is my refuge and strength, my inner reason, which governs all. It cannot bring trouble upon itself unless I allow it. It will not make itself afraid. It will not lead itself into desire. If someone else has the power to make me feel pain or fear, that is only possible if I allow it. My body may suffer, but that's the body. Let it complain if it wishes. My soul, however, is the only thing that truly feels, and I have full authority over it. Through right judgment and perception, I can shield it from fear or grief. Don't let your soul form opinions that disturb you. It needs nothing outside itself, and because it needs nothing, it cannot be disturbed unless it allows itself to be disturbed. What is happiness? Eudaimonia. It is a good spirit, a good guiding presence within. So then, what place is there for false opinion? I ask you, in the name of the gods be gone, just as you came. I have no use for you. You come in your usual way, as you've always come to all men. I'm not angry at your arrival, only at your persistence. Now that I recognize what you are, I dismiss you. Is anyone so foolish as to fear change when everything that exists owes its very being to change? What could be more familiar to nature? Think of the wood that heats your baths. Would it serve its purpose without changing? Or food. How would it nourish you unless it changed? Practically nothing useful comes to be without change. Why then should your own death be any different? It too is a natural change, just like the rest. All things flow through the substance of the universe like bodies through a stream. They are of one nature and all serve together with the universe, just as parts of a body work together. How many people like Chrysippus, Socrates, and Epictetus has the world already swallowed up and forgotten? Whether it is people or affairs, keep this truth before you so you are not overly attached. Focus only on this, that you do nothing contrary to the true nature of a human being, whether in what you do, how you do it, or when. Soon enough, you will forget everything, and soon enough, everyone will forget you. So while you live, devote yourself to that which truly suits a human being. Love those who err against you. You can do this by remembering they are your kin, and they wrong you through ignorance, not from evil intent. Soon, both of you will be dust. Most importantly, realize that they have done you no real harm since your reason remains uncorrupted. The matter of the universe is like wax. One moment it forms a horse, then a tree, then a man, and then something else. Each shape remains for only a short time. If it is no hardship for wood to be joined together in a chest, why should it be painful to come apart again? An angry expression is unnatural and often shows itself on the face of one who is dying. But even if you've purged anger entirely from your soul so that it cannot arise again, that is still not enough. You must go further. Understand through reason that anger is always contrary to nature. If you cannot feel the joy of knowing you are innocent and rational and that you act justly, then what is left worth living for? Everything you see is fleeting. The force of nature will soon change and dissolve all things, reforming them into something new, and then something else again. In this way, the world stays forever young. When someone wrongs another, immediately reflect, what does he see as good or evil that made him act this way? When you understand this, you'll feel pity instead of anger. Either you still share his mistaken view, and so would have acted the same if in his place, or you no longer hold such views, and then you must be gentle with one who is still lost in ignorance. Do not preoccupy yourself with imagining future things as if they were already present. Instead, take what is presently before you, especially those things you benefit from most, and consider how much you would miss them if they were suddenly gone. But be careful. Do not become so attached to what you now have that its absence would later disturb your peace. Draw inward. Your rational ruling faculty, if it acts justly and remains tranquil, is self-sufficient and complete. Wipe away all false opinions. Restrain the impulses of irrational desires. Keep your attention focused on the present moment. Examine everything that happens, to yourself or to others. and divide each thing into its formal essence and its material substance. Reflect on your mortality. As for the wrongs committed by others, let the guilt rest where it belongs. Dissect every spoken word. Analyze both the cause and the effect. Rejoice in simplicity and humility. Regard all external things as indifferent. Above all, love humankind and submit to God. All things, it is said, are ordered and appointed. Even if it were only the elements that followed such order, that would still be enough. Consider death, whether it leads to dispersion, annihilation, or transformation. And consider pain. If it's unbearable, it ends quickly through death. If it lingers, it must be bearable. Meanwhile, your mind, if it severs its connection with the body, can retain its tranquility. Pain cannot corrupt your understanding. Let the suffering body complain if it can. As for praise and fame, examine the minds of those who give it. What do they love or fear? What kind of people are they? Remember, just as the sea constantly washes away previous marks on the sand, so too life constantly erases what came before. From Plato, a man with true greatness of soul, accustomed to contemplating all of time and all things, would not find this brief mortal life to be of any great concern, nor would he find death to be a terrible thing. From Antisthenes, it is a noble thing to act rightly and be wrongly spoken of. It is shameful that the face can be shaped and molded by the mind, yet the mind itself does not strive to be molded into its best form. From various poets and playwrights, to direct your anger at external events is useless, for they are unaware of your rage. You only make yourself a laughingstock to both gods and men. Life is like a harvest. One stalk of grain stands while another falls. If the gods seem to neglect me or my children, there must be some greater reason for it. As long as I remain aligned with justice, I have nothing to fear. Do not grieve with others merely out of imitation. Do not tremble in fear as they do. Stand firm. From Plato, my answer, rooted in justice and reason, would be this. Oh man, your argument is flawed if you believe that someone of real worth should view life or death as great dangers. Rather, one's only concern should be whether one's actions are just or unjust, those of a good man or a wicked one. For truly, wherever a man has either chosen his station in life or been placed by rightful authority, he should remain there, regardless of apparent danger, resolute in avoiding shameful behavior more than death itself. And consider this, noble soul, true nobility and true happiness do not lie in preserving our lives or those of others, but in living rightly. A real man does not cling to life, but entrusts the outcome to the will of the gods. Knowing that death is inevitable, his concern is only to live well while he lives. He seeks to live virtuously to the very end. Lift your mind to the heavens. Follow the stars with your inner eye. Meditate on the natural cycles of transformation. Such thoughts purify the soul from the corruption of earthly concerns. Another of Plato's teachings. From a higher viewpoint, look down upon life, upon herds of cattle, armies in motion, farmers tilling soil, marriages and divorces, births and deaths, court proceedings in empty desert places, the habits of barbarians, feasts, funerals, fairs, and marketplaces, everything mingled together in chaos. And yet all these conflicting pieces form a harmonious and beautiful whole. Reflect also on the cycles of history, empires rising and falling, republics flourishing and fading. All future events will mirror what has already come to pass. Whether a man lives 40 years or 10,000, he sees the same pattern repeating. The earth returns to the earth, the heavens to the heavens. Whether the body dissolves into atoms or the soul ascends, the same fate awaits all. Though men eat and drink and chant charms to avoid death, one poet said, still we must all endure the divine wind that comes from above, no matter how we resist. You might say, he is stronger than me, he is a better athlete. But ask instead, is he more generous, more humble, more patient with hardship, more gentle with those who offend him? Where your actions align with reason, reason that is shared by gods and men alike, there is no room for sorrow. When you act in accordance with your nature and pursue virtue in all you do, you cannot be harmed. You can always choose to accept whatever happens with reverence for divine order, treat others with justice, and examine your thoughts with care, so that no false impression enters before you've discerned its true nature. Do not waste your time peering into other men's minds. Instead, keep your eyes fixed on where nature is guiding you, both the nature of the universe in what befalls you and your own nature in what you choose to do. You are bound to follow the path that fits your true design. As for everything else, those things are created to serve rational beings. In all creation, the lesser exists for the sake of the greater. Rational creatures exist for one another. Therefore, the highest goal in human nature is to live for the common good. The second is to resist being ruled by base desires. It is the unique ability of reason to restrain and govern the impulses of appetite and sensation. These lower faculties are animalistic. Reason is meant to lead. When sound, it refuses to be ruled by the flesh, rightly so, for it was born to rule. A third natural trait of man is to avoid impulsiveness and false judgment. When your mind keeps to these three, working for the common good, mastering desires, and avoiding error, it finds its purpose and its happiness. Live out your remaining days as if you had already died, and all that is left to you now is a final gift, a chance to live with virtue. Welcome whatever comes as something appointed by fate. What could be more reasonable? If something unpleasant occurs, immediately reflect. Has this not happened to others before? And what did they do? Complain? Despair? They are all dead now. Will you repeat their mistake? Or will you instead use the moment well? Let the fleeting nature of other men's lives and thoughts remind you. They shift like shadows. Let your concern be to extract meaning and growth from every situation. In every act, let it be your aim to approve of yourself, your conscience as your judge. Let this guide you in all things, adapted to each moment. The wellspring of good is inside you. Keep digging. It is inexhaustible if you dig deep enough. Keep your body calm and composed. Just as your face reflects the steadiness of your mind, so too should your entire posture reflect dignity and poise, yet without arrogance or display. Life's art is more like wrestling than dancing. You must be ready to withstand whatever comes and never be thrown down. And consider well the nature of those whose praise you desire. What are their minds like? What are they focused on? What values do they truly hold? When you understand this, you'll see you need neither fear their criticism nor crave their approval. No soul is willingly deprived of truth, said the philosopher. And if truth is lacking, so too are justice, self-restraint, kindness, and compassion, all of which belong to the same essence. Remember this always. It will make you gentler and more forgiving toward others. Whenever you are in pain, remind yourself, there is nothing shameful in this. Your rational mind, which governs all, remains untouched. Neither the essence of pain nor its consequences can corrupt your understanding, especially if your purpose remains directed toward the common good. Recall also Epicurus's wise words about pain. It is neither unbearable nor everlasting. So long as you keep your mind within the limits of reason and do not give in to false opinions. Many discomforts trouble us simply because we do not name them as pain. Things like restless sleep, heat, or lack of appetite. When such things irritate you, rebuke yourself. Has pain defeated you? Never allow yourself to adopt the mindset of harsh or wicked men, not even toward them. As for great figures like Socrates, do we really know he was so extraordinary that he died nobly, debated cleverly, endured cold stoically, or disobeyed unjust orders courageously? These might be true. Yet these outer acts don't tell us whether he truly lived with justice toward others and piety toward the divine. The key is, did he avoid being disturbed by others' wrongdoing? Did he never surrender to immorality out of fear or loyalty? Did he accept all that befell him without surprise or bitterness? And above all, did he guard his reason from being ruled by his senses? For nature has not bound reason so tightly to the body that it cannot act independently and pursue its own proper ends. Remember, too, a man can live a divine life and remain entirely unknown. And happiness, true happiness, lies in very few things. Even if you never master logic or natural philosophy, nothing stops you from being modest, generous, obedient to God, and kind to others. Freely, joyfully, and with a calm spirit, you can live out your days, even if men slander you or beasts tear your flesh. What could prevent your mind from remaining at peace? Nothing, if you judge things rightly and make use of each moment well. Let your judgment say of every misfortune, this is exactly what it is, no more, no less. Let your reason meet every event by declaring, this is what I sought, it suits me. For whatever the present brings is fit material for both your rational nature and your duty to others. That's what matters most, that you see how every situation can either glorify God or benefit mankind. Everything in nature fits into one of these two ends. Nothing is truly strange or impossible. Everything is both natural and manageable. A man has truly perfected his life when he lives each day as if it were his last, without passion or indifference, and without any trace of deceit. He neither burns with excessive desire nor slumps into apathy. His heart is honest and present. Can the immortal gods who have watched over this world for ages tolerate countless sinners, sinners past counting, without rage or weariness, and even care for them with generosity? And yet you, a mere mortal for a blink of time, are angered beyond patience by the faults of others? And not just others, you too are a sinner. How absurd then to forgive yourself what you could correct, while demanding change in others you cannot control. Whenever your rational and social nature encounters something that offers no nourishment for the intellect or opportunity for compassion, it rightly considers it unworthy of attention. If you've done good for someone and they've benefited, why then look for a third outcome, such as recognition or reward? That is childish. No one grows tired of acts that truly benefit them. Every action in accord with nature is good for you. So never tire of doing good to others, for in doing so, you do good to yourself. The universe, before it began to act, must have deliberated. Everything since follows from that first wise decision. Whatever happens now is either a necessary consequence of that original act, or, if the divine mind does take thought for particulars, then surely its attention is most directed toward rational beings. We are the ones it made in its own likeness. Holding this thought often will grant you serenity.